I think I cracked Mitsuki. Hold up, is this the start of a new series? I think it is, but that aside, Mitsuki is a very mysterious character. And when I say mysterious, I'm referring to his origins and more specifically where his power comes from. There are multiple videos on YouTube talking about Mitsuki's link to the Otsutsukis and the similarities between his Sage mode and Toneri's Tenseigan mode. I have a video on that as well. But there isn't a video talking about the finer details behind this theory or observation, so I decided to make one, and in the process of doing so, I think I cracked the character. My theory is that Toneri gave Orochimaru some of his DNA and Orochimaru merged it with the Hyuga DNA to create Mitsuki, thus Mitsuki unlocking the Tenseigan chakra mode, which explains why the two forms look so similar. Now you might be wondering, how does that make sense and how does this link back to Mitsuki's Dojutsu, which I will explain later on in the video, but as Barbie loves to say, let's first establish a basis. As explained in Naruto the Last, implanting the eye of a Hyuga clan member into the eye socket of an Otsutsuki will unlock the Tenseigan. But why would implanting the eye of a Hyuga clan member into an Otsutsuki unlock a more powerful version of the eye when the Hyuga clan eye is nothing more than a diluted version of the Otsutsuki's Byakugan that came from Kaguya Otsutsuki? The answer is actually very simple. Kaguya's Byakugan was enhanced by the chakra fruit she consumed from this planet, so her Byakugan experienced something called genetic mutation, thus being different and likely more powerful than that of a regular Otsutsuki. However, a regular Hyuga cannot unlock the Tenseigan because of their diluted bloodline, which is why the Tenseigan eye can only be unlocked when it's implanted into the eye socket of an actual Otsutsuki, i.e. Toneri Otsutsuki. Now you might be wondering, if that's the case, why didn't Kaguya have the Tenseigan? Well, the real answer to that is that the idea of the Tenseigan was only conceived for the Naruto the Last movie. But if you want to link it back to the lore, the answer would be that Kaguya's power was siphoned by Hamura and Hagoromo. If we break it down, Hamura and Toneri were the only users of the Tenseigan in the Naruto series. Hamura was born with the potential to unlock the Tenseigan by virtue of being Kaguya's son and siphoning away the power Kaguya consumed from the chakra fruit when he was still in her womb. And as we know, the Hyuga clan power came from Hamura, similar to how the Senju and Uchiha came from Hagoromo. So Hamura was both Otsutsuki by DNA and had the genetic mutation of the Hyuga by being Kaguya's child, thus having the requirements to unlocking the Tenseigan, which he did later on in life. So Kaguya herself not unlocking this power could be because her power was siphoned away by Hamura while he was still in her womb, which is actually canon since she wanted to kill Hagoromo and Hamura so that she would regain her power. And when I say they siphoned her power, I mean by a lot, to the point where she couldn't use her abilities and had to run from humans with arrows.
Know your fucking place, trash!
All jokes aside, if we go by the logic that her power was siphoned away to that degree before she got the fruit, we can also assume that the power she got from the fruit was also siphoned to a great degree. Or it could be that she just didn't know how to trigger the evolution, as with most Dojutsu in the Naruto series. Now, since you understand how to awaken the Tenseigan, we can then deduce that based on Mitsuki's Sage transformation similarity to Toneri's Tenseigan chakra mode, it is possible that he was created by using Hyuga DNA that came from Kaguya and Toneri's pure Otsutsuki DNA. Now the next question would be, then why doesn't Mitsuki have the Tenseigan? Or a better question would be, then how does he have the Tenseigan chakra mode without the Tenseigan? Well, my theory is that this is a byproduct of mixing the DNA of the Hyuga with an Otsutsuki instead of just transferring the eyeballs. For this to make sense, we first need to understand that a chakra mode is not linked to an eyeball. It never has been in the Naruto series. A chakra mode is formed by chakra and DNA. The Tenseigan is a byproduct of two chakras coming together, the mutated version of Kaguya's chakra and the chakra and DNA of a pure Otsutsuki. And as seen in the last movie, both Hamura and Toneri were able to use the Tenseigan without the chakra mode, which means that the chakra mode is an additive and they don't need to be used together. Similar to how Naruto's eyes can change into Kurama's eyes without the chakra mode, and vice versa, as seen when Naruto used the chakra mode without Kurama's eyes. They are linked, but they can be used together. This was also confirmed when Toneri was still able to use the powers of the Tenseigan chakra mode after Hinata removed Anabi's eyes. He was able to do this because he still had chakra remaining. I can argue the same for Mitsuki. He can use the Tenseigan chakra mode without the Tenseigan for this very reason. However, I do believe that Mitsuki has a Dojutsu outside of the Tenseigan. If you look closely at Mitsuki's eyes when he's in Sage mode, he has a golden pupil, a yellow cornea, and a black limbus, similar to Momoshiki's Byakugan after he consumed Kinshiki. I believe you unlock a golden Byakugan after mixing the DNA or chakra of two Otsutsukis, which is what happened when Orochimaru mixed the DNA and chakra of Toneri with Kaguya and Hamura's bloodline, the Hyuga clan. So Mitsuki already has a Dojutsu, but he still has the potential to unlock a even more powerful version of the Byakugan called the Tenseigan. Now of course the form was also mixed with Orochimaru's Sage elements or Sage power, similar to what Kabuto did to awaken his Dragon Sage mode, because he implanted Orochimaru's DNA within himself and mixed it with Sage power. So this would explain the Sage elements of Mitsuki's transformation. One thing I want to mention, or one scene I want to mention, is when Urashiki extracted Mitsuki's Sage power. He said that this is dangerous power, different from the Otsutsuki's power. So it's safe to assume that the Otsutsukis, like the original Otsutsuki clan, doesn't know about the Tenseigan specifically, because again it's a mutation due to Kaguya's consumption of the chakra fruit. So the Otsutsuki, the original Otsutsuki clan where Momoshiki comes from, they wouldn't know about that power, or they may know of the power because again they were keeping tabs on Earth, and Urashiki said that they were watching them and they saw what happened. But the Tenseigan seems to be a specific development because of that mutation caused by Kaguya and also the Otsutsuki DNA in Toneri. So it's kind of weird, and I'd like to see how this plays out and where this goes. But as Mello said, like Mello has a video talking about, that's Mello the Dreamer or Mello XO, he has a video talking about the God Slayer theory and saying that these characters were created with the purpose of taking on the Otsutsukis, or the gods above the Otsutsukis, right? So this power itself is very interesting, and I guess what the Otsutskis are searching for, in a sense, well, pertaining to Ishiki was searching for like specific chakra fruits so that he can become a new species, and he referred to himself as an Otsutsuki god, or the being he wants to become is a Otsutsuki god, and he told Code to do the same. So it's kind of weird, and I think it kind of links back to what Mello was saying in his video. And it's possible that the Otsutskis, they want to become more powerful to overthrow like their masters or whatever, right? It is possible. It's kind of confusing, the timeline and everything, but yeah, this is just a theory. As I said in every one of my videos, it's just a theory, right? And as I said, you know, I think I cracked it, so I believe my theory, but you don't have to believe it. It's just me trying to like get an idea of where Mitsuki comes from, you know, where the power itself comes from. But yeah, that's it for the video. If you guys like the video, drop a like. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, and remember to hit that notification bell to be notified when I post new content. Have a great day. Peace out.
Strange. It feels like there's nothing there.